Folks, how are you? Happy virtual gaming con, everybody. My name is Ruel Gabriel. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda Panda is our chat moderator. Thank you for all the hard work you're doing right now. We're getting ready to get going here. I am just doing all the technical thingamajiggies that are, lots of fun to handle with on my end. But I hope you're having a great day. How's your virtual gaming con going on? What have you guys been playing? What's new? What's happening? I hope you're all doing well. There it is. Hi. I'm having fun with this streaming stuff, folks, as you can tell. I'm new to it, but hey, appreciate your patience. This is going to be a fun show. I am hosting a very special guest today. And before I get into that, I want to let you know that tonight, my wife and I and Lauren, our daughter, are going to be playing this game from the Upside Drawn. It's a lot of fun. Please come back at 7:30 here on Twitch, and we will play games with y'all tonight. But right now, so excited to do this. This is Top 3 at 3. This is my show where I hang out with someone, either a friend or someone in the industry in board gaming that I really respect and admire. And this time it's really cool because the person I'm bringing on is both someone that I totally respect and admire, but also a friend too. Excuse me. This person is an actor, host, reporter for Magic the Gathering official tournaments. She's a podcaster, a voiceover artist, and owner of the channel Good Times Society. She's known for speaking out on her views on board games, video games, pop culture, nerd culture, global injustice, and everything in between. And she's just an awesome person, folks. And you're going to see, we're going to talk about her journey in the board games and how she uses that in play and work. Without further ado, let me bring on Becca Scott. Hi, Becca.
Ruel, what a lovely introduction.
Thank
I love
you.
the one you wrote, the one I wrote myself.
Yeah. It was like
wow.
perfect, right?
So indulgent.
Thank you.
Hear you say it all together that I knew to say. Hi.
Hi. Did you like how I sort of screwed up the little graphic, like the screen came up and then
I was like, smile.
Yeah,
Smile.
I was like, hi.
Smile.
Oh, surprise.
We got a crowd here. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, great crew out here. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is Miss Becca Scott. She's amazing.
You're amazing, Ruel. You're one of my favorite people to play games with, so that made me feel really good.
Oh, awesome.
Speaking of the thing I made you read about social injustice,
yes.
We should mention quickly that we had this planned before we knew about the Twitch blackout, but we're both in support of standing up against Twitch to do something about the racism, the homophobia, and the misogyny that take place here. And when there is someone that it has serious accusations of harassment or sexual assault, that Twitch should probably take issue with that in their partner. So we are in support of that, but we're streaming on here today, and we figured we'd just mention that before we do the show.
Thank you so much, Becca. Yeah, you said it much better than I could. I appreciate that. Yes, folks, please look into these issues. You know, it's something we do take seriously. But for now, we're going to have a little fun while we're here. Again, I'm super excited to have Becca on here. I just, it's just good to hang out. It's been a while since we've actually seen each other.
We haven't played games since like January.
Yeah,
even
right?
November.
Probably even before that. Yeah, it's been so long. So I want to thank everyone in chat for hanging out. Hope you're having a great virtual gaming con. I'm going to talk to Becca about her journey into modern board games. So Becca, let's just jump right into it. I'm assuming you were a baby and you came out with some dice and some cards and you're ready to go from birth, right?
Basically. My family was a gaming family. And, it definitely wasn't until moving to LA, even after college, till I really found out how many games there were to love. But I was definitely a 5 nights a week gamer.
Wow.
For most of my life. Honestly, now that I work in games, I might even play games less than I did before.
Funny how that works out.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up? Did you have like, Scrabble or Clue or Monopoly, all those classics?
All the classics. Yeah.
Okay.
Stratego, Othello. There was one called Alibi that's very similar to Clue, except more options on your card to check off, that we played a lot. Light, Cheat, and Steal, which is kind of like Monopoly meets Shoots and Ladders, but like lying, cheating, and stealing. But really, my dad was so into Monopoly because one time when he was a kid, he got very sick for like a week or 2 weeks of the flu and stayed home from school and played Monopoly by himself against himself over and over. And so he taught me all these like tricks of, well, there's 10 squares on each side. So if you have 8, then you just go to the other railroad and back to,
Oh my gosh. Wow. So your dad was solo playing Monopoly when as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I think that sort of his brain, the way his brain works, like made me a gamer from day one.
Awesome. Nice. And then did he introduce you and your family? Were you guys playing Monopoly and he was just like, this is what I learned as a kid. Now you're going to jump into this world too, or?
Well, that was like our weekend hangout as a family, but really my older sister and I were really big PC gamers, and we liked a lot of like the world building things, the city building. And she actually, spoilers, she's a really big Civ player, and so she taught me to play Civ. She was the first person to show me Catan when she was in college, and she came home and she brought Catan with her, or Settlers. I like to say Catan. A lot of people call it Settlers.
Yeah.
You can't say the full name. That's forbidden.
Yeah.
But my older sister is a big inspiration, and she's actually a really big Go player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's on the international board of Go, and she has like a ranking, which since doing other things with her life, her ranking is not as high as it once was, but she is very involved in the Go community. So
no way.
We a bunch of nerds.
That's awesome. Do you also play Go or?
No, never.
Okay.
I don't even know the rules. Yeah. It's one of those things that it's like, that's my siblings thing. I'm not going. Her learning Magic would be weird.
Gotcha,
even though I am trying to teach her all the time.
That's funny.
But she does listen to my Star Trek: The Next Generation podcast and give me notes.
So okay, cool. So that's something you can both share then.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's awesome. I've never played Go as well. I've always wanted to, but I don't know if it's just intimidation or just I don't know what it is about it, because I know it's like supposed to be this amazing abstract like game that's been around for thousands of years or whatever.
You get it. That's as much as I know about it.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. when she brought Catan back home, were you like, how did that like feel? Like when you've been used to playing like Monopoly, Clue, Go, or I mean the other games, and then she brings in Catan or Settlers or Catan, if you may. How did that feel? Did that sort of like open your eyes up to this whole different world of gaming?
Yeah, it just kind of felt right. It felt like, yeah, this is what we should be doing. You know, it just clicked. It wasn't like, and it also didn't tell me like, oh, I need to go out and seek every other game that's out there. I was like, great, let me master this and play it all the time. And actually, a game that was really, really big for me was Scrabble. I'm like a real Scrabble master, or was at a time in my life. That was my game.
Do you have all the 2-letter words memorized? Is that like that type
It's not a game without the 2-letter words. It's not a game about spelling and vocabulary. It's about how many ways can you use QI?
Nice. Yes.
And vertically line them up so you get double word score for the Q twice. And like, if you can get that on a triple letter, it's really key.
Triple letter, score them horizontal, vertical. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That Michelle hates when I do that. You know, I get the little 2-letter words like what? And you get all these points.
That's how you play. Why else would they put them in the rule book?
Right. Do you still play Scrabble today? Is it still something? No.
Forever. Well, my husband hates spelling games, and I'm a big fan. Like there's Spell Smashers. There's Letter Jam.
Yeah.
And he's not a speller. He needs spell check. That's not the way his brain works. And so anytime he's like, okay, can we never play this again, please? And he asked so nicely that
nice.
I can't say no.
That's funny. So Mrs. Gav 2020, that happens to be my wife, Michelle. She's watching in chat. She says, Becca plays Scrabble like Ruel, LOL. So, yeah.
Hey, Michelle.
Have you played Paperback? That's another great word game. I love Paperback.
No? We'll have to play sometime.
Becca, yes. It's a cross between Scrabble and Dominion. It's a deck building word game. So good.
Deck builders are real high up there as a genre for me.
Yeah, so imagine that cross with Scrabble. Oh my gosh, it's
what
amazing.
Am I doing? Googling the word paperback. Like Google's going to know that I
paperback. Fowers Games. Yes, it's so good. And what's great too, even if since David's not really a word game guy, you can play it cooperatively too. I don't know if you guys do co-ops in your house, but we like to play co-op games here.
That's because you're a nice person, Ruel, and I am a diehard competitive person. So
Yes.
although we own a few, my co-op games exist on the shelf for when a non-gamer comes over for game night.
What's your go-to co-op game for like a new gamer? Do you have a go-to or?
I mean, of course, classic Pandemic, I think is really easy. Not that it feels right now, which I have played it once just for the novelty of it since quarantine. But I think that even before it were a global pandemic, people just understand the core concept of it pretty easily. It feels very intuitive. And I think that, Matt Leacock really hit the nail on the head with that one. That's
seriously.
Why, he's going to always be chasing that same high. But and then Forbidden Island is a really fun one that I have played wrong many times. And then
wrong, really? What'd you get wrong in that?
Gosh, I think we gave ourselves way too much dirt or sand to start. We put sand everywhere instead of a specific configuration of sand. So we played on like extra hard master level and never won until I reread the rule book on this one vacation where we'd already played 4 times in a row.
The super advanced hard mode. I love it.
Yeah. What's funny and that people who have watched a lot of my videos probably know is that even though I'm like a rules tutor person, I so often get rules wrong because I just assume that it's the rule that I would have made instead of like reading thoroughly.
Right. Yeah, totally. No one wants to read, Yeah, no. It's funny you mentioned that because paperback, I didn't know you could play it cooperatively until like last year because I'd read the rules and, I played it, competitively, loved it. And then just like last year, I looked at the very back of the book. I was like, oh, you could play a co-op version. Fun.
Nice.
And so speaking of learning games, Becca, you have done so many how to play videos and so many amazing playthroughs. How did you go from like, okay, here you are, you just got to LA, you're, playing games. And how does that lead to you creating all this amazing content everywhere on the internet?
Oh, gosh. Never feeling satisfied. No, I moved out here for acting and games were just like a fun hobby, obviously, as most of us do before we realize that there's a whole Tom Bassel's been doing this forever. Rodney Smith has been doing this forever. We could do that too. No, actually, I quit my barista job to work on sets full time as any gig I could get. I was producing like small commercials for a little company that I was half of at the time. And then we teamed up with some comedians from Upright Citizens Brigade, the comedy theater.
Yes.
And they wanted to just make like a pilot. When you don't have anybody that wants to buy your TV show, you just make a short version of one episode. Probably most people know what a pilot is, but anyway, they wanted to make a pilot for this post-apocalyptic comedy with like puppets and end of the world and really funny, really silly. And we did a Kickstarter video. And then like my company was producing it. So I was wearing all the hat and making all the emails and all the hats. And then Geek and Sundry found our Kickstarter and Felicia Day was still a really big part of it then. And we got a meeting with Felicia and they wanted to like double our budget and then they would own it and then kind of shop it around. And like most pilots in LA, it didn't get sold or go anywhere, but that is how I got in contact with everybody at Geek and Sundry. And they were launching a Twitch channel and I had actually been at a Twitch channel, like doing some streaming stuff as just a side fun thing, and then the rest is history. Like just started when they launched the channel. I pitched myself as talent for it, and it never stopped doing that. So didn't have to go back to being a barista. So not that there's anything wrong with being a barista. Actually, literally just this morning, I said to David, like, wouldn't it be cool if we could just open a coffee shop right next door to our house and I would just make lattes all day and talk to people?
Yeah. Nice. Especially right, especially nowadays. Like that would be like a really nice way to like actually talk to people again. Like
Yeah.
to set up like a
Oh my
old school
God.
lemonade stand, right in
Exactly.
front.
That's what I wanted to do. Like just
Yeah.
sell drinks outside of my house because that's literally what you're hitting on. That my favorite part of when I had that sort of service job was that I would talk to everyone,
Mhm.
strike up the most random conversations with people. I loved that part of the job. So
Nice.
now I've realized that's why I proposed this new business idea this morning. I
Oh,
just miss talking to people.
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's obviously the toughest thing during these times. And that's part of the reason why I started streaming so much. It was like not only just I get to hang out with my family and play games. That's great, of course, but then just to, connect with people through the internet, somehow, family
Yeah.
and friends. And we've, been very fortunate. Becca, is there anything else I need to talk to you about before we get into this fun list of ours? Because I feel like you
I could
got
talk
this.
forever. So.
Yeah, you got this great story. So you're doing Good Time Society now. Do you want to talk about a little bit about that? Because there's some really
Yeah.
cool stuff you and your team are putting together.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to do more videos. I just wanted to do the videos I want to do for the games I want to cover and just be putting out more content all the time. And I was like, well, I should just do it myself. And so still doing videos for Geek and Sundry, but also doing them on my own channel, which is youtube.com/goodtimesociety. And we started a Twitch channel as well.
Nice.
But I'm actually still streaming on my own Twitch channel where I mostly play Magic the Gathering on Tuesdays and other random variety games on Fridays.
Again, folks, if you don't know, yes, there's Becca just does it all, and she's so good at everything she does. And we all appreciate everything that you do, Becca. Thank you so much.
Talking, Mr. Board games every day at 5.
Well, now we're moved to 7:30 because 5 o'clock was too close to my dinner time, and I would get hangry, and that wasn't fun. So yeah,
I understand. I can relate. Very much.
Yes. So Becca, thank you again for sharing your story. That's my segue. Thanks for sharing the story next.
Yeah. Every time.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, folks, we are hanging out with Becca Scott. We are going to be talking about the top 3 games that we love to lose at. This is Becca's idea. I love the fact that she came up with this because there's so many games I lose at that I'm just terrible at. So it's great I'm going to get this off my chest and say I suck at these games, but I still love playing them for whatever reason. I'm going to start with a couple of honorable mentions before we get going. I have 2 games that are near and dear to my heart. The first one is Scythe. I have the box here. It's too big to put on thing here. So Scythe is from Stonemaier Games. It's a really cool area control sort of like Euro game, which I love. I love the artwork is like super. I don't know. It's like steampunky. Not steampunk. What's the like alternative history, right? You got these like big mechs in like the 1920s Europe or whatever. You know what? I'm strong enough to hold it up. I've been working out. Here it is, right here. Here's Scythe, folks.
Whoa! That whole box.
Yeah. Have you played Scythe, Becca?
I have played Scythe a grand total of 1 time.
Oh, okay. How was
criminal? I know.
No, but did you win? I'm assuming you win. You win at everything.
I think no, not at all.
No?
And I think I really thought about it wrong because it looks like it's going to be an area like battles are going to be a big component of the game, and I found that they were a very small component that I was preparing for and leveling up for, assuming people were going to attack. But it really is a lot of other like worker placement sort of mechanics.
Sort of, yeah. Trying to generate resources to do the things, and yeah, folks. So if you have any of your games that you love to lose at, please put them in the comments below and we will shout you out. The second one on my honorable mention list, this one I have the distinct pleasure of losing to you, Becca, at this game. It's Root. This is such a cute game, but it's vicious. It's like I love the asymmetric factions, and it's a war game disguised as cute little furry critters. And I'll never forget one of the times I played with you, and you crushed me, Jake, and James, I believe.
What?
Yeah,
no.
yeah. You totally. It was I was like a distant second in that game. But,
wait, was that on camera or was that at Gen Con?
That was I think it was at your house actually. After it was played, we actually played Twilight Imperium.
Like a hangover game, so I don't even remember it. Yeah, we played like 9 hours of Twilight Imperium, and then Root. It was like, is this even? Can you call this a game? It was like that sort of comatose. I completely forgot we played this.
Well, what's funny is I'll never forget. It was like I think it was the second time we'd played Twilight together, and I thought y'all were crazy. I'm like, we played this 8-hour game of Twilight Imperium. It's like, oh, you want to do something else? I was like, yeah, I just want to sit here and let my brain like sort of just chill. Oh, let's play Root. I'm like, oh my god, what? You guys are crazy. But it was so much fun.
Turned out it was crazy. Yes.
But I've played it, I think maybe half a dozen times or 8 times or something. Not that I'm keeping track, but I've lost every single time. So at least with Scythe, I can say I've won at least once. But what about you?
Do you change up your faction every time, or do you have a favorite? There's the birds, there's the raccoon all on his own, the cats, and the rebels. Yeah.
The rebels, yeah. I like the cats just because they're easiest, but I lose at every single faction. So, I think the birds are cool because they got that whole programming aspect to it, which I dig.
Yes, I love the programming concept. Yeah. Dehazan Durek says Blood Rage. That's a great game. All about trying to die and send your warriors to Valhalla.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Yes. Another one, Raiders of the North Sea. There's plenty. So those are my honorable mentions, folks. What about you, Becca? Do you have any honorable mentions, games that you love to lose at? Uh-oh. She's got the box, folks. There it is. Yeah.
Mars. I have never won this game.
Really?
I have not played a terribly lot of times, and I feel like it's one of those where and I've played with people who play all the time, and it's worker placement. It's you're like getting cards and doing the missions on the cards, and it's so engine building as well. Like you really need your cards to go off with one another, and playing against a person who has all of the cards memorized is like, okay, well, I'm having fun, and I got 10 resources. What about you guys? I'm at like 45 this turn, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. I need to play that again. So I love it, but it's also, I love this category that we came up with it together. You gave me credit, but I love the idea of like, a lot of games feel bad when you lose and you really want to win. And if they're like 2 points focused and you're not like in your own mind doing your own, Rain Man. But a game like Terraforming Mars is so complex, but like, what's going on in your little terraform world that you're like, I don't care what you guys do. You can win. I've figured something out here.
Right. This is like my part of the planet. You guys do your thing. Like we're just gonna chill here.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
If it makes you feel smart, I think at any point, then that's a game I'm okay with losing at.
Totally. Nice. Yeah. And your another honorable mention game that you have.
Yeah, I mean, this one's, if you lose it, it's 100% luck because it's a push your luck game. But we all know Quedlinburg, of course, 2018, Spiel des Jahres.
Yeah.
Or was it 2017?
Oh my gosh.
Years fly. I don't know. 17, but yeah, Quacks of Quedlinburg. Each player is, of course, a quack, which is brewing medicine in a cauldron, and you're adding tokens to your own personal bag and pulling one out at a time and placing them in a spiral shape in your own cauldron. And as soon as you get 7 of the like cherry blossom tokens, then you've burst, your potion has exploded and you can't draw anymore, so you're like pushing your luck.
I love this game.
I never seem to win this either.
Yeah, I've never won.
I think I'm too cautious. I think the people either you just have to never draw the cherry bombs.
Yeah. And you're totally right about it. Yeah, you totally have to push your luck in this game because I never win, and it's always because I'm too conservative. And I was like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I want to win too bad that I'm always overly cautious, but then you never
someone else wins.
Like, what? You made your potion go all the way to 23?
Right? Oh, yeah. And by the time I get to like the 20s, like the game's like way out of hand. Like there's no way I'm going to catch up. And Quacks of Quedlinburg, great game. Thank you, Becca. Let's go to our number 3s, folks. I'll go 3 and then Becca will go next. This one is a game that was actually a really older game that was redone by Restoration Games a few years ago. And I enjoy it. I love it because of the toy factor, but I am terrible at it because I don't know. I don't know how to play or something, but it is Fireball Island. Curse of Volcar. This game, it's a lot of fun. You're just trying to go around this little island and pick up treasures and stuff, and then Volcar, you're going to drop marbles, and the marbles fly around the island and knock your pieces off, and it never fails. No matter who puts the little marbles in the volcano, they spit out and kill all my dudes and dudettes. And I have won the game one time. It was the last time Michelle and I streamed it I think it was about a month ago, and I actually won. It was totally luck, but it was a lot of fun. I still love the game. It's just, I don't know if it's just the toy factor. Drop marbles, move your pieces. There's some strategy, I guess, with the card hand management stuff, but yeah. Have you played Fireball Island, Becca?
I have not. Rob Davio did the remake of it, right?
Yes. This is the one he did. Yes.
I haven't played, but you can't not laugh when marbles make a bunch of pieces go flying.
Right?
I mean, just the idea of a table flip is always funny.
Totally, yes. And I have not flipped the table yet, but I've always wanted to. And as my wife Michelle just pointed out, she let me win. Thank you, Michelle. That's why we're happily married for many years now. That's my number 3, Fireball Island, the Curse of Volcar. Becca,
Awesome.
do you have another game that you'd love to play, love to lose at?
I said I was giving spoilers a little bit earlier when I said my sister plays Civilization because I really like this game, Sid Meier's Civilization: A New Dawn. It is area control, and it has a really interesting mechanic. So if you've ever played the video game version, you know that you can sort of develop your strengths in various areas of technology and arts and culture, and you can do the same thing in the game, and it becomes cheaper for you. You have to like if I were to upgrade my military, then my military becomes the most difficult thing to upgrade, and all the cards slide down. So it's like if there's a store and something gets cheaper, but you have that for yourself individually of like what you're upgrading, mixed with area control. And I haven't played this terribly amount of times to have won yet, but I just really like that concept of sliding your cards. It's a mechanic I haven't seen in another game that I can think of, except Scorpion Freighter maybe. But
Scorpion Freighter. Okay, yeah. So how do you compare this? Because I've not played New Dawn yet, but I know I actually gave it to a friend of mine for his birthday, and I haven't been able to play with him. But how does it compare to the video game, like a video game Civ builder? Do you feel like captures that same spirit, or
It's the same way that Fallout captures the video game, where it's like, well, these are two completely different mediums, but the spirit is there.
Yeah,
Okay. So I could upgrade my military, also we're gonna do culture, and so it kind of scratches the itch of it. If you love Civ, then you won't be mad and like this isn't honoring what the video game is. It'll be like, oh, cool. It's like homage to my favorite video game.
Very nice. Well, awesome. Yeah, I really want to play that one. That one is. I mean, I love Civ builders, but I don't think I've played as many as I want to for whatever reason. Does New Dawn, is that like one of the ones that like shrink it down to like 90 minutes or so? Is this like a 3-hour game?
It's a 3-hour game.
3-hour game. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. It says 1 to 2 hours, so that means 3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours. Yeah, exactly. With a sandwich break.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Awesome. So Civ New Dawn. I'm going to go to my number 2, and this one is game that I absolutely love. I love the theme. I love everything about it. It is Tokaido. This game here. Yeah, I love Tokaido.
I didn't pick this when you told me it was on your list.
It's the theme. It's all about, hey, we're on a journey. We're all like on vacation in old Japan, going to Kyoto, strolling along, hanging out, going to the hot springs to chill, gonna eat some food at the inn, gonna meet do some encounters, go a little shopping. And I think I've played this game like 24 times. I've probably won twice, maybe. And I don't know what it is. It's either I don't know if I get it, or I get so involved in the theme. I'm just like mellow, like, oh yeah, go ahead, take that space. I don't care. I'm gonna eat some food here. I'm just gonna do this. But What about you, Becca? How do you like Tokaido? Have you played it? Do you win at it?
I have probably also played this like more than most other games, probably 24 times, because it was a house favorite.
Oh, okay.
In my last house roommate situation, and I have a copy. I love that it rewards you for going slowly.
Yes.
And it's all about, as you said, the travel and the adventure. I got to go to Tokyo and Kyoto a few years ago,
Oh
and
my
like
gosh.
being in
Yes.
Japan is the most magical thing in the world.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. It's like a almost cooperative in how chill it is, but it's not. It's a competitive game,
Yep.
but like once again, why it fits in this category. You're just enjoying your own journey, and
Yeah.
after you're finished playing, you're not thinking about whether you won or lost. You're thinking about like, wow, I'd love to visit a hot springs.
Right.
Yes, BK Westman says Parks is similar. I love Parks as well.
I have not played Parks yet.
We gotta play Parks.
Yeah.
I bought it online, and I don't usually. I wait for somebody to give me a free game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
I didn't mean to say that out loud, but it came out of my mouth. Parks is one that I just went and I bought immediately, just because I got really excited. And the victory point cards that you're working towards fulfilling are each one has like a picture of a real national park and a little quote about it and artwork.
Nice.
So yeah,
I really want to play that one.
Yeah,
So
but Tokaido.
Yeah. So did you play Tokaido before going to Japan, or was it after you? Okay.
Before.
Yeah.
And then went there and was like, this is just like Tokaido.
Like we're eating everywhere we go. And
yes.
yeah,
I mean, I ate so much ramen, which is already my favorite food.
Virtual high five, my friend. That's all we did when we went to Japan a couple of years ago. Ramen like every night. And you get back to the States, I'm sorry, it's just not the same, folks.
I have to say, I'm probably not like such an American thing to say, but they did not top my favorite ramen place here. But that's all eaten 100 times.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what ramen is, which is super like ramen in Los Angeles.
Okay, what about sushi? How was the sushi experience?
Beyond compare. Incredible.
Yeah, okay,
even their like their fast food of sushi that's on a conveyor belt.
Yes.
So fresh.
Right? Like we couldn't believe it. We're those like 100 yen or something for sushi, and we're like, this
with
blows
a
away like
for a sashimi.
Yeah, right. Amazing.
Wild.
Okay.
The other thing that I was gonna finish explaining about Tokaido that I derailed myself on, as I often do, is the movement system is whoever is the furthest back along the path gets to take the next movement. And I like that leapfrog style of movement.
I do too. Like I feel like we should see that more. There should be more games that have that. I think it's so interesting that like rather than trying to rush out, everyone wants to be first or whatever. Why not? Hey, you can lay back in the cut a little bit and sort of see what everyone does, and then leapfrog over them. Like I know there's other games that use that, but there's Patchwork. Yeah, Patchwork's sort of like that. Have you played Patchwork? Yeah.
I've I don't remember liking Patchwork.
Okay. It's a 2-player game, and you're building a quilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say The Networks. Have you played that one?
Yes.
You're like a TV executive.
Yeah.
You decide when you your season is retiring, when you're like stepping out, and you get more money if you like leave the round earlier.
Right,
but then you can't grab up every last card that's still available.
That's right. Yeah, The Networks. I've only played that once, and I do remember that whole thing about you depends on when you end your season or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm ready for our ramen and sushi pretty soon, folks. So let's continue with Becca's number 2 list on her list of games that we love to lose at.
Speaking of Japan, we both have Japanese-inspired number 2 games.
Yes.
Gun Kimono.
Gun Kimono, yeah.
It's War Tales. This is from our buddies at Renegade.
Yeah.
And this is, I just got to show you the picture because it's a very visual, colorful game. Oh, bullshit. You're going to hate this game, Ruel.
Oh, yeah. No, talk about it, Becca. Why would I hate this game?
This is a very, I chose this game because it is not colorblind friendly. No, it might be.
It actually is.
It is. Yes.
It is.
Each color is a different style of warrior. But have you played this? Was it?
I have.
Is it okay in that sense?
it's okay. Like I wish they would have used like bigger icons or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
sort of small, but I mean I get it. But yeah, I'm bad at this game too. So go ahead and continue.
Um, well, I like the sort of structure building aspect of it. And whenever I show it to a person that's maybe not necessarily a game person, but a visual person, they're really,
Yes,
really into it. And a lot of the fun of games is watching other people enjoy them. And so
agreed.
I guess Gun Kimono is high on my I don't have to win it list because I really like watching other people enjoy the building aspect. So on your turn, you will place one double-sided two color or two type of warrior samurai piece, and it cannot touch the colors cannot match the color below it. So like this piece is brown and orange, and it could go like on this green and yellow here. And then you're stacking in that way, and you're scoring points based on how many you've created that are grouped together. So now if that would have been a horrible placement, but you want like it to touch the green that you placed to be adjacent to a green that was already there, and then you'll score points in that way.
Yeah, I love how it's like dominoes but
Yeah,
it's like 3D because you can like totally stack on top of each other,
3D dominoes.
right? Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good, and it was based on I think one of the I think it was Ben, my buddy Ben Osteen. He commented how it was based on a farming game before. It was like the original theme was like farming, and
Oh,
then
this is so much better.
right. I mean, I love warriors and stuff like
I mean, it'd be cutesy if it was like carrots and onions, but
yeah,
warriors just even though it has nothing to do with like it is sort of a battle kind of game because you'll
yeah,
take the green and then the next person will place and they'll take the green. And then
yep,
there's a way in the late game where you can sort of claim an area where no one else can place on it.
right.
Um,
And I always like how you can like chop up someone's area. Like they may have like this big area and you just place your domino or whatever right there. It's like, oh, too bad. Now you don't have
gotcha.
the big point scoring thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, I guess they were saying that the original version was a little more colorblind friendly. But honestly, with this one, I haven't had problems with it just because the Warriors they do have slightly different art to them. So that helps me play that game. But I'm still terrible at it. I think it's cool though that I think you bring up a great point where there are certain games that you just love to see people playing them. It's not
Yes.
necessarily about win or lose, like I have games like that too where it's like, hey, we're just having fun, and I like to see people come into the hobby and say, hey, this is really cool. What else do you have to play? And then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now let's play something I want to, beat you at, stuff like that. So,
Exactly. Yeah, you see that light in their eyes. It's like, oh, I get it. Right here.
yeah,
I'm gonna place it here. Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Becca, we've done our honorable mentions. We've done our number 3. We have done our number 2.
What's next?
Let's do number 1. My
What?
number 1, I have it on my shelf behind me. There's no way I'm taking it down because it's just too dang heavy. It is Twilight Imperium. There it is, folks, right up there.
Woo! Best game
4th
of all
edition.
time.
Yeah, I love this game. Becca, you know how much I love it. One of the first times I played it was with you and our good friend Jake Michaels. He's my Twilight Imperium teacher, mentor, and my nemesis because I had never beaten Jake in this game.
He's
And
too wily.
he's awesome, right?
He's always negotiating and you don't even know what he's doing. And then he had
Yeah.
a hidden objective that gave him so many points.
Right? I know we've both experienced the Wrath of Jake where he does this thing. He's super good about, oh, well, this will help you if you do this. Let's trade this. Oh, yeah, that totally helps me. 2 turns
Right?
later, oh, yeah, I'm being attacked by Jake. Great. And he's won the game again. And I've had that experience so many times with the game, not just with Jake, but I love this game. And yet I know now that I'm not that good at it, but I still love the fact
You won in last time I played.
yeah,
And I haven't played in a long time.
I've won just a handful of times. Last year, I made it my goal to play it 10 times in the year, which I did. And I won, I think, 2 or 3 times. But still, it's just such an
I mean,
experience.
you put in the work. You deserved
Yeah.
those.
Right. Thank you, Becca. Yeah, I feel like I earned it. But it's one of those games. We all know what you're getting into when you play it. It's an all-day affair. You're going to have a sandwich break. You're going to have a drinking break. You're going to have another sandwich break. You're going to have a burrito break. And then by the end of the day, you've had this epic space opera experience, which is unlike any other. And I absolutely love Twilight Imperium. Even though I lose at it, I love it every single time. It's always a new experience. And that's my number 1 game that I love to lose at, Twilight Imperium 4th edition.
Yep. Okay. Well, let me just say I thought it was unsaid that this is my number 0. Like it's always on every list. It's the best. Even like, what's your favorite cooperative game? Well, Twilight Imperium, because sometimes you need to be working.
Right. Yeah. You have to cut those deals and hang out. Yeah.
It's just not even, it's a next level game. There's nothing. Well, that and Magic the Gathering are like, well, those don't even fit in. That's a different category entirely. Like,
but it definitely
it's my
gets your brain
role-playing
working
game because I play.
right.
Yeah, love it. Okay, sorry, I should say mine.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's my number 1. Let's go to Becca. Becca, drum roll, blah, 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 blah. Your number 1 game that you love to lose at.
That I love to lose that. Century Spice Road.
Yes.
The most elegant and beautiful, simple to explain, but very complex to master engine building game by Emerson Matsuuchi.
Yes.
I don't know. Plan B Games put this out, and I'm sure if people are here, they've listened to us talk about all these games, they've seen or heard this one, and then there's also the Gollum reskin, and I'm sure they have other reskins after that. Because if it works, then make it in every color, or
exactly every theme, and reskin it.
Yeah, but basically you start with 2 cards in your hand. You can buy different cards from the market, and on your turn you can either buy one or claim a victory point card or play a card from your hand or pick all your cards back up. And that's it. So easy to explain. And then I always get into a loop of, the thing that you're doing is your cards allow you to collect spices in the form of different colored cubes. Well, that's another one. Are the shades in this game, of the shades of the cubes, helpful?
These are actually, the shades that they picked here, they weren't too bad for me. Only in certain lighting conditions, like if I was going to play it like in a pub or a restaurant, then yes, the lights probably aren't good enough. But at home, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
No problem seeing the game. Plenty of problems winning the game.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
I feel like some people have that engine building mind, and some I think I'm better than most, but not better than most hardcore gamers at seeing the engine,
Same.
And so I'll definitely have some of those turns when it was like, oh no, I upgraded that, but now I need to downgrade it again immediately. And there's 4 levels of spice. There's, cinnamon's the best. There's turmeric, saffron, and the other one.
Yeah, the other spice was it habanero? I don't know.
Habanero, yeah, it's definitely habanero. And so you're like, you can upgrade 2 cubes 1 level, or you can upgrade 1 cube 2 levels. And so you're just trying to get the right combination of spices to turn in for victory points. But I love, I try so hard every time I play this game. And so that same thing of like, okay, I'm in my own world and it's working. I think it's working. And then you have no idea, like, oh, wow, you won by a lot over there.
Right,
yeah, but I had fun with my thing. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like that's my experience too. Like I get so focused on my engine, and when I finally get it going, it's like, oh yeah, someone's 20 points ahead of me. And they have the extra coins and stuff. I'm like, how'd you get the coins? Oh, you bought those. Great.
Right. The coins. Yeah. Makes sense.
I find it interesting that both of us were the whole engine building thing. I don't know if is it like patience? Am I just not patient enough to like get it going? Do I just want stuff right away? I'm not sure why.
Too ADD.
Okay.
Undiagnosed ADHD is what I've decided.
Okay.
Nice. Then I'm like, oh, okay, if this goes, and then this, and then what am I going to eat for dinner? And last week, I should post on Twitter about,
Yeah. Well, speaking of turmeric, Indian food sounds good right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It really does, though.
It does, yeah. Well, I'm still on the ramen kick from earlier, so yeah, ramen sounds good to me.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank goodness that you moved game time so you can have a fully fledged out dinner time.
Yeah, it's no more like play a game and be hangry. It's like, okay, let's just order out. Let's get, let's support our local restaurants. And it's like, another 30 minutes out. Yeah.
Becca, if we're going to all be at home all the time, we might as well at least take the time to cook ourselves good food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Becca, I want to thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. I love all the games that you're talking about here. It's really got me thinking about some of the other games that I love to lose at. And it's basically all this whole shelf. I like to lose at this, but it's just all about playing the game. So I want to thank you for taking the time to hang out with me, talk about your journey in the modern board gaming, and also just sharing your list of games that you love to lose at. So,
well, it's always such a passion to feel your passion for gaming. Anytime I'm in a room with you, I love it so much. And I love following all the things you do, all the things you write about games, and seeing all of your posts and opinions on them. Because,
thank you, Becca.
you know, you're just good at it.
Thank you. You inspire me, my friend, and that's the God's honest truth, folks. I just put the little scrolling ticker there with Becca's info. Please follow her at all the socials at the Becca Scott, and also check out Good Time Society. She and her team are putting some great content out, videos. You know, the other one I just saw that totally made me laugh was the tarot card one. I think that was you and your roommate, and when you start. When you said, well, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, Becca does something at the very start, which just had me laughing. Like, it was just I love comedy like that. It's just, I don't know.
We really improvise them. And I did like 10 videos in this series called How To with Becca, where I do a thing poorly. And then it was several years, and people would occasionally be like, when are you going to do more of those? And so finally, in quarantine, I decided I can do one. Nice. So we made that, yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
Thanks for watching it.
Yeah. All right, friends. Thank you, Virtual Gaming Con, for hanging out with us today. Again, my name is Ruel Gaviola. I've been joined by the amazing Becca Scott today. We've talked about the 3 games we love to lose at. I hope you all have enjoy the rest of your convention. Watch us on Twitch. Watch me on Twitch. Watch Becca on Twitch. We got all the things going on. The links are there. Again, before we get going, Becca, do we need to say anything else, or are we good?
No, let's get out of here.
All right, we're out of here, folks. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye now.
Bye.